Hey guys, it's Melissa. Are you wondering if you can print on clear acrylic without a UV printer? Oh yes. Yes, you can. You can print on clear acrylic sheets. You can cut them into whatever shape you want. You can put whatever print you want on them, and it is seriously so easy, so fast to do. And the key here is an iColor white toner printer, and you're going to use underprint, and you can put the design on the back of the acrylic, or you can put the design on the front. It is so awesome. I'm going to show you from start to finish how to print on clear acrylic. I'll do another video on then how to cut it into shapes, whatever you want to make, whether you want to make earrings or ornaments or keychains or signs, whatever it is you want. Let's go. We are printing on clear acrylic today.
Okay, so we are going to print some hard surface paper so that we can put it on clear acrylic. So first thing that I want to do is I need to import a couple of my graphics. So I'm just going to here in ProRip Essentials, which works great for the iColor 560. I'm just going to click the import option, and then I am going to select my image to import. So I have a couple here. I have to bring them in one at a time. And these are PNGs. Now it's asking me, do I want to put it on the same work area that I'm already working or to a new space? I'm going to create a new job. And you can see that this has like a bunch of space around it. So I'm actually going to get rid of that by clipping it. I'm going to right click and change that to remove blank space. And now that bounding box will be much tighter. So let's see how large this is. I know I'm going to make these so that they are ornaments. So I want them to be about 3 inches. Okay, so we will put that one right like that. And then I'm going to import another one. So import, and we will do this snowman and import this guy. He's going to ask, do I want to add to a new work area or this one? And for this one, I'm going to click add to the workspace because I do want it on the same area. Now, what you can see again is it's overlapping. So I'm going to right click, remove blank space, and that pulls it down. And I have a couple more to bring in. Okay, so then from my print settings, I do want to tell it that I'm doing on hard surface, but I'm actually going to do an underprint. So that way I can put it on clear acrylic. So we will do underprint, clear acrylic, and you probably, or maybe you didn't notice, but it mirrored everything for us, or it unmirrored it basically. And I have a couple of different print modes I can pick from. I am going to do hard surface underprint. And that is going to put the white under for me. So then we'll just go through these options, white creation. I need to increase the white a bit. So I'm going to pull this up. I also want to make sure that the black is true black. So what I'm going to do, I have to go through each of these individually, and I'm going to do right click and I'm going to do color replace and remove. So if you are getting what looks like your blacks are coming out kind of blue, do a color replace. I'm going to show you. And what you'll do is add color to remove, and you'll use pick the color from the graphic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of hover over this one. Now, if you see, I'll show you just a second. So that's going to pick the color to replace, and then we want to select the color for the new color. So I'm going to use a color picker, and this time I'm going to make sure that it's all the way in the corner, and I'm going to change all of these to 100, not 1100, and that is going to be darkest dark black, which is what we want. We don't want it to be blue. So oops, you'll notice, oh my goodness. You'll notice the difference here. So they look similar, but look at the numbers here. So that's what we want. And then we're going to click OK. Now, unfortunately, we have to do this for every single one. The one that we duplicated, we could just duplicate after we do it, but just FYI. Okay, so once I have all of the graphics done, then I am ready to begin the printing process. So first thing I'm going to do is just click select output to make sure that the correct iColor 560 is selected, and it is, so we'll click that. And then I am going to, if I want to preview what my design looks like, so this is where the white is going to print. This is the white layer. This is the CMYK layer. This is the print preview, and this is just the original graphics. So this is literally just to check. Okay, so then I can click this, which is going to send it to print, and it will begin the printing process. When you have a graphic that has a lot of color, or there's multiple graphics, you might get this processing for a couple of minutes. Just give it a little bit of time. As long as it still says processing, it's totally fine.
Turn over. So what we need to do now is we need to press our printed transfer. And don't worry if this gets all rolled up. It's okay. It's just the heat from the transfer printer. We are going to apply this to a piece of clear transfer, or a clear acrylic. Now, obviously this still has cover on both sides, so we need to peel that off. I will do that while my heat press is warming up. So the heat press needs to be at 300 degrees for 60 seconds. That's how long it's going to take to press this. So let's just get that set up. While that is warming up, I am going to peel off one side of this. So this was also, I should point out, this was a 12 by 12 sheet. I just laser cut it so it was more in line with this, because basically once you heat press a piece of acrylic, that's kind of it. It's going to, you need to put something heavy on top so it doesn't warp, and you don't want to waste extra. So for these, when we did the underprint, the intention was actually to press the hard surface paper to the back of the acrylic. So we are going to be able to see it from both sides, but it is going to show through the acrylic, and it's going to give it like this 3D kind of effect. So I'm only going to do one side for right now because I don't want to get smudges or anything on the other side. Okay, so then I'm going to take this and I'm going to, this is how it's going to be pressed. Now, I need to press it this way so that this paper is on top. So I do need to tape it, but I want to tape it to an area, like I'm going to tape it up here at the top and down here at the bottom in an area where there is not a transfer. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so we will make sure that everything is completely on the piece of acrylic. And like I said, I'm going to tape it in a spot that holds it flat down, but is not it's not near the transfers. I don't know, you can see the transfers there slightly. Okay, so let's wait for the rest of the heat press to heat up, and then we will be ready. You do want to have something that is heavy. That's why you always see me with this. It's heavy to place on top. That is going to, after it heat presses, that is going to help. It's like a brick. You want to prevent it from, prevent the acrylic from curling or warping at all. So you need something on top for a good like 30 seconds to a minute in order to prevent that. So let's just wait for that and then we will be ready. Okay, so the heat press is up to temperature. It did not take long at all. By the way, I will put links to everything for you in the description below, and because I always get questions, what is the heat press you're using? What is the paper? What is the acrylic? What is the printer? What is the laser? We'll get to all that. It's all below. Okay, so we got this. I'm going to place it on here. You do want to use medium to high pressure. There we go. Okay, so again, 60 seconds. Now it really depends on your acrylic, the thickness of your acrylic. You could go up to 120 seconds for acrylic. I'm just doing, I'm doing a 60 seconds because I've done this before and that's what I think works the best for 3mm clear acrylic. Now, what you are going to see as soon as this is done, I am going to place this on top and pull the drawer of this heat press out. The reason for that is so that it does not continue to get that constant radiant heat from the top. I want it to cool a little bit, enough that the acrylic stops like heating up, but I also want to make sure that the paper stays warm enough that I can easily peel it. 2, 1. Okay, pull this out and place directly on top. Okay, I'm gonna flip you around so you can see what happens when I go to peel this off. It has been about 20 or 30 seconds. I can feel that the acrylic is still warm, so I'm going to lift this. It does seem like it's at least not going to warp anymore, and then I am going to peel this. Now what you're gonna see is the back. So this is the back of the design. All right, now I got a little bit of peeling here, but the rest of these are looking pretty good. It's so tempting because you can't see the front right now, but we do want that little bit of white because that is what is really going to make the colors on the front pop. Remember, this is acrylic. It's clear acrylic. So if we have no white on the back, you're just going to be able to see completely through it. We do want a little bit of white back there as a bit of contrast. I'm kind of disappointed that that one didn't work so well, quite as well. We lost a little bit there, but it'll still look good from the front, I bet. Okay, so once you have your acrylic sheet printed, now it is time to laser cut. There's a couple of different ways to do this, so I'm going to do a different video on that. I am using an X-Tool P2, which is a CO2 laser, which you will need to cut acrylic, clear acrylic specifically. So this is how it came out. You could also pair it, so I want you to see the front and the back. This is the front. Okay, and then the back, you can still see it. It does have a slight white layer on there. And then I'll show you a video when it is like on a tree. And then the other option is that I've done with these is this is actually a glass can template itself, you know, for those Libby wraps. Well, I just printed a full sheet of that, and then I did the exact same process to put it on the clear acrylic, but these, instead of trying to cut around the exact graphic, I cut out just a shape. And I'm gonna do a separate video on those to make like basically like a scattered pattern, and I made keychains with them, cute little ghost keychains. I also have a set of earrings and different things. So there's tons of different ways to do this, but I wanted you to see how to cut clear acrylic, print on clear acrylic without a UV printer. Everything in the link below, if you have a laser, a white toner printer is really an option, great option to add on. Vice versa, if you have a white toner printer and you're looking for more things to do with it, a laser, in this case an X-Tool P2, is a really good option to add on. Please keep in mind, if you get a laser, you need to make sure that it can cut acrylic. And I'm going to link to a video for that because not all lasers are created the same. You do not want a diode laser. Those will not be able to cut clear acrylic. So don't fall into that trap. Unfortunately, the lasers that you want, CO2, they are more expensive, but wow, the stuff that you can do with a CO2 laser is really going to take your business up a notch. If you just have these two machines, there is so much you can do together. You will not only be able to do all of the things that you can laser cut, engrave, score, including tumblers, mugs, obviously keychains, acrylic, all those different types of things. A white toner printer is really like a 6 or 7 type printer in a box, a business in a box. So many different versatile things that you can do. You can see the footprint on this is pretty small. It is probably, along with the Roland BN2, one of the most versatile printers that I can have, just the different types of media that you can put in it. It is really going to expand your opportunities and what you can make, sell, and grow your business with. See you guys.